Technology that's helping a local woman do something she never thought possible. When we come back here after 20 years, why she says she's finally getting back to normal. A local woman was only 11 years old when she suffered a brain aneurysm that permanently paralyzed her left side. While she didn't have to undergo an amputation, she knows all too well what it's like to have a limb that just doesn't function right. She can't believe after living with this for almost 20 years, new technology is getting her back to normal. Celicia Hughes suffered a life-threatening condition that usually only happens to adults.
The type of aneurysm that I had, the doctor said, that it was probably congenital. Normally would happen later in life, but for some reason, no way to know why it happened.
Whatever the reason, it damaged the right side of her brain, which affects the left side of her body. Now she counts on this device called bioness 300. Therapists at Dynamic Orthotic and Prosthetics in Houston make sure it's fitted just right.
It sends the signal through the nerve to the brain and tells the brain to make the pick the foot up while in the swing phase.
Before this treatment, Celicia had a hard time walking and would often trip and even fall down.
I actually have scars all over the place. I fell in December right before I tried the bioness. Fell, scraped all the skin. I mean, there was no skin on the back of my hand here. And I'm lucky that that's all the scar I have left from it, but I had bruises and scars all over the place.
The older Celicia gets, the more she trips.
I was to a point where I was having to look at the ground and measure every single step that I took.
Until she started using this device.
It's very rewarding to fit her with this device because she benefits so greatly from it, and it makes her much safer in the community.
And I tried it on, and immediately it was like, oh, this is perfect. The muscles that have been dead for 20 years because of lack of use, now the electrical stimulation in the bioness unit actually stimulates those muscles and forces them to work when they don't know how to work.
Now Celicia hopes a similar device can help stimulate her arm.
I've got good range of motion in my arm, but basically from the wrist down, nothing.
Celicia hopes the device will help develop her muscles enough for her to stop wearing it someday. But if not, she's happy to wear it for life, to be able to walk right. A big thanks to Dynamic Orthotics and Prosthetics who helped us with this story. And they told me that this device is very expensive. It cost about $6,000. Celicia had to save up her money for it, but says it was well worth the cost for her. That helps treat similar problems for people who've had a stroke, multiple sclerosis, traumatic brain injury, and even cerebral palsy. Right now, health insurance only pays for it to help people who've had a spinal cord injury.
Well,